afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda Hero Strike, Defender of the Fatherland. We're off here to an exciting 1 vs 1 on Arnhem checkpoint. Between the south, we got Absolutemachine fighting for the Soviet Union. For the 5th Guards Tank Corps versus the north, we got Jezerez fighting for Germany, Deutschland. Forming up here, the 3rd SS Panzerdivision Totenkopf. You got Sturmpioneers, folks here versus conscripts and engineers. No early buildings there for Absolutemachine, just conscripts and bulletin-wise, he's certainly also angling for that. Where similarly for Jezerez, it's largely Fult's Grenadier bulletins. Second conscript squad there, Kubwagen around there for Jezerez, he's pushing centre and west. Sturmpioneers heading towards the centre, trying to occupy some, well, valuable positions there versus Absolutemachine. There we go, Sturmpioneers opening up then the engineers. Sergeant Petrov orders the men to fall back. Quick wire up here to try and deny entrance to the house, though of course that generally never works. Yet you'll always see people trying it. It's, you know, one of those things. Kublan going down there. There'll probably soon be more Volkers there for Jezerez. And there you go, 2nd squad. More conscripts there for Absolutemachine. Going there for the cut-off point. Going for the fuel. Sturmpioneers going to occupy. And there you go. We got a fight over the fountain here in the centre. Conscripts falling back there. Pushing up these. Interesting enough, he's not actually made any move towards the fuel point here. So initially, Absolutemachine is just focused on gaining control of the centre of the map. And that way, she's trying to, you know, gain an advantage in that sense, in terms of just having good location versus Jezerez. But on the other hand, Jezerez is a bit more focused on, well, you know, bit here as well, but he's actually, you know, trying to get fuel compared to his opponents. So in that regard, Jezerez will probably be able to get a fuel advantage there over Absolutemachine, who's got 3 conscript squads up so far. Moving towards the centre here, he could wire off some of the fountain there, possibly hit some cover around here in the southern part of the square, going for the victory point. Fulters move towards the centre support there, and we got the 2nd squad there. We got a 4th squad of conscripts on the way for Absolutemachine. Dr. Bar will be looking at Luftwaffe, Scavenge, and Spec Ops versus Guard Motor, Armoured Assault, and Terror Tactics. So only a bit of a mix there. Bit of a mix. Almost got the fuel point there. Conscripts occupying here. Kubwagen falling back though, before they're able to fire a single shot. You know, Otto, I can't help but feel a bit silly buying off a fountain. Well, you know, so as Russians, they'll try to steal our good German water. But we're in Eastern Europe, we're not in Germany. Shut up, Ludwig. I'll slap you. Kubwagen on the way from the conscripts, going for the cuff point. I mean, overall, Absolutemachine is now sort of quickly shifting towards the every other part of the map there, which is then leaving some of his cuffs, you know, a bit more exposed. But at the same time, it does mean he's actually gaining a sort of map control versus Jezerez, who's still, you know, very concerned around the centre of the map there. So decent shift there for Absolutemachine. He just needs to remember the cuff point as well, otherwise it won't matter as much. And certainly won't help him catch up there. We got take up there for Jezerez. The truck is on the way. Sturmpioneers being engaged, being attacked here from south sides. Good work there by Absolutemachine. In the west, there's continued pressure. We've got a single focus there, actually digging in with some sandbags, ready to receive the Russian attacker. Deal with them. Mine goes off there, killing Yuri, leaving him nothing but quite a mess there. Sturmpioneers push back, and there we go. Conscript moving up and getting the Volkers, actually flanking them, but needs a second conscript. There we go. In fact, my 4 Volkers is being dispatched here by Jezerez to support the fuel and defend the fuel point there. Well, in this case, 1 squad's actually pretty awkwardly positioned. If Absolutemachine right here, by the way, had a Molotov, he could actually flush them out of the cover. In this case, they might not quite work out. He should probably actually move the conscript up close. In fact, try and rush them in the heavy cover there, but then again, they might just draw the eye there. Problem is, right now, they're just focusing down the squad there, which means overall, this squad here, by which is firing at them where they're in heavy cover, getting heavy cover from, it's not really working out. This is ultimately not quite working out there for Absolutemachine. Again, had he had Molotov there, that would have been a winning engagement for him, but otherwise won't. Mechanized will be caused by conscripts, engineers flanking from these sorts, getting pushed towards the centre there. Volkers guarding there, the fountain and the precious water. Can't have those Russians having it. Overall here, the conscripts are just losing out hard again. The Volkers Grenadiers again remain in heavy cover for the most part, except Otto, who's a bit too cool for school. Almost got the mechanized regiment there. Again, a Molotov here for some could finish off the trick, but again, no Molotovs here. He's really close here, really close. The Kubwagen is just pushing about here to prevent them from knocking it out there. Had Jezerez there not been using the Kubwagen to push about the infantry, he would have lost the mechanized regiment there. So that was a really nice flank there for Absolutemachine, but again, the lack of Molotov in this case just prevent him from knocking out there. Again, had he had a Molotov, that mechanized regiment would go, and in that case here, it would also be, you know, game over. At which point, he might have been able to already basically give Jezerez an incredibly bloody nose he might not be able to recover from. But still, he's got a lot on that, but the problem is right now everybody's been sent running back home to the regimental field headquarters. We got an MG-34 there on the way for Jezerez. Kubank seizing points, mechanized regiment being repaired here, taking quite a bit of damage. Otto, yeah, it's the sandbags on fire. Scheiße! Someone used something else again. Tell them to use sand or dirt. Yet they keep insisting to put other things into them, which burn. MD-34 moving in there, back here, troops setting up the support company, Maximus mortars down the way for him, and again, Jezerez there, quickly seizing on the realization that his opponent's actually pretty much been sent all running there, and quickly hits the car point at the same time. They've got a small Russian force moving up here, a lot of counters there, catching the Volkswagens there out in the open, and shooting them to bits there with their mercenary guns. The Volkswagens they're trying to seek towards cover, but they're not quite succeeding, and ultimately they get pushed back here. More healing reinforcement here. And Jezerez is just beelining for all the valuable points again. He's just trying to just, you know, dissect and cut off Absolutemachines' most vital points and trying to ensure he doesn't get too much of a fuel advantage all of a sudden there. And so far it's working out there. We got a tank by tank coming up here, so again, it's not like Absolutemachine hasn't completely fallen behind, despite, you know, a bit of a rocky start, then some good harassment of Jezerez, because again, he has been able to harass a bit in return. But the problem is, now Jezerez still nonetheless has a fuel advantage. He can go here for looks very quickly, in which case he can really begin pressuring Absolutemachine, which is going to be a bit unprepared for that. The mechanized regiment headquarters also looks just a bit better.
Crew, stand ready.
Grabbing points there, grabbing points there. Kuban's going to be in for a bit of a nasty surprise. Context moving in. Flamethrowers up there for Absolutemachine. He's actually got a lot of munitions, so he could really, you know, consider some mines here and there. Flare trip mines, regular mines. I think he'd try and, you know, hurt and make it harder for Jezerez to move about. In fact, Jezerez is laying down mines here. The Schuhmine 42. Or Schützenmine. And there you go, straight up here trying to set up sandbags. Not a bad idea in this case though. Jezerez was expecting it with an MG-34. Nicely hidden here behind a truck. Blasting away there at the Bolsheviks. And choice of doctrine here is Guard Motor for Absolutemachine. Ever popular, ever reliable, ever solid, ever potent. Guards riding around there with DP light machine guns there arriving for Absolutemachine's hardened troops. He's bringing up here, firing out with the full gunners. We've got an assault rifles up there, the Sturmgewehr. Grabbing the fuel point there back again. Jezerez certainly knows how to harass his opponent. And we got a retreat here as well. Full retreat there, Conscript versus Volksgrenadiers. And the engineers have been gutted here at the range by the Volksgrenadiers with their assault rifles. Engineers will have to retreat, but still, you know, he's pushing forwards. And again, he's trying, you know, not just to bash his head at the strongest point, but actually to try and slowly sort of just grab most of the map and develop his opponent that way. DP light machines gun there, almost done. In fact, they are done. The Jezerez P something there. Can't remember the P stands for. Jezerez, I believe, is the name of the man who made it. Maybe it's the P actually. I don't know. Anyways, a rocket light machine gun, but in many ways not the most otherwise stolen light machine gun. But again, very, very rocket. It could take a beating. And overall stand a lot of abuse. It was basically the AK-47 before the AK-47. Got a hay mortar out there for Absolutemachine. Some heavy artillery there that could certainly blast out Jezerez from those positions. There you go, Kunt's being caught up here. They did not see that one coming, and Ivan, Sergei, Vladimir, and Pavel certainly didn't see anything else after that. In fact, we're close to seeing a wipe here already here as Jezerez looks burst into light there. Almost, there we go. In fact, he wipes out a Kunt's walk there. Absolutemachine completely flummoxed, completely caught off guard here, as Jezerez looks just burst into the scene. Got the firing in the centre. I've got the hay mortar moving up there, the 120mm mortar. Not the heaviest mortar, by the way, the Soviets had. They actually had a 160mm mortar as well, which did see some use in 1944-45. Really big, and, well, basically couldn't be fired like a regular mortar. It had to be breech-loaded, I believe, actually. That's how big it was. In that one, I believe it's one the Germans did not manage to capture and copy, like the 120mm mortar, by the way. But soon here, Absolutemachine can go for the T-10, in which case you'll be able to try and, you know, turn things around against him versus Jezerez, who also has like a Kednev up there, obviously expecting some kind of light vehicle, light armor there from Absolutemachine and the 5th Guards Tank Corps, which is also advancing up in the western conscripts. Fun fact, after the whole bit there with Barbarossa, where they lost a lot of tanks, and they lost a lot, They basically sort of changed how sort of armored units were sort of designated. They basically sort of reduced the numbers, meaning to sort of really get to the equivalent of, a German division, for example, in terms of armor. You basically had to head to the core level, so a bit of a thing there. Just a bit of a thing. Then we got a demo charge here. Need to be careful that doesn't get set off by accident. Haymore's landing on the Kettenwerfer by accident. And there we go, Conch being pushed back here. Guardsmen need to be ready to cover. There's no guards, in fact, nearby to support. And of course, the closest thing to actually combined arms formation was actually a mechanized corps. Tank corps was largely just a lot of tanks with a bit of infantry on elements, but in fact lacking a lot of sort of supporting elements. Whereas the mechanized corps was basically sort of, the elite formation, and the guards mechanized corps was the most elite formation. Haymore to their caught by an incendiary grenade. Pretty bad news there for Absolutemachine. Looks there, blast away. Guards moving up. He might lose it, but there you go. T-70 light tank to the rescue. Engaging another Looks up close. Haymore gets wiped there. T-70 going after the Looks, and there we go. We got the button down there for Guardsmen inside the church. Academy for there being recruited by Fulton. T-70 going for the kill there, but needs to be careful. Oh, gotta be close here. Almost got a Kednefer shoots at the church. Panther fast off on. He's going to have to clear out the Kednefer up close. We keep trying to get the T-70. Oh dear, Fulton's about to get wiped here. The Kednefer almost wiped as well. T-70 there with one killed veterans who one guard to find there for the church continually. Heavy mortar being recruited here by Fultz Grenadiers behind Absolutemachine lines. T-70 trying to escape here. Slave up health. Incendiary armor piercing rounds flying at the church. Haymortar firing at the church as well. And the Kubelwagen gets knocked out, abandoned here as the T-70 rolls casually past it. Batter base, more troops need to pressure up. Here in the west, we've got two country squads who have been completely forgotten here as he's trying to desperately save his T-70 light tank. Almost getting the Haymortar there, but we got the Looks striking back there, half health. Jezerez does not care. He needs to somehow turn this around, maybe get the T-70. There he goes, on the prowl, he's on the hunt. He needs to quickly screen it. We got self-repair going on to try and buy a bit more time and health. More guardsmen out there for Absolutemachine in the west. Conchers are pushing through finally, going straight for the fuel point. Luke going in for the T-70. Raketenwerfer sets up, and T-70's just beyond the range there. Finding in the centre, Stuart Pioneers look to be wiped out there. Guardsmen pushing forwards in the west, going for the cough point. Catching a truck here, which looks like it's been set up for Schwab Panzer quarters, but can't right now. Cutting off the fuel there, good work. We also got an MG-34 covering the fuel point pretty sort of constantly. Kubelwagen wrecked there because he doesn't have the resource to actually recruit. He's going for another point here as well. Engaging the mechanized regiment, which is getting repair pioneers. MG-34 there could be flanked with a Molotov, but it seems still like, Absolutemachine has not gone for Molotovs. MG-34 they're opening up the conscripts. And we got a lot of Fultons opening up there, plus the MG-34 forcing Absolutemachine to further push away from there. T-70 fixed back, a base in fact is fixed up. Returning control over the eastern points. There's really a lot of harassment there from Jezerez to get constant aggression towards the fuel point and denying Absolute fuel machine there as much fuel as you can. So good work there by Jezerez. Sharp play. Overall, the Schwer Panzer quartered up to defend the forward mechanized regiment headquarters position and over this part of sort of the map. Back here, Kednefer standing about. T-70 good to go again. Rolling ahead there. Engaging Fultz Grenadiers. The T-70 by the way, while stopping in production in 1943, actually saw usage of right in 1946. Generally the Soviets kept using something, even if they had newer stuff. Partly because they couldn't produce enough and get around to everybody. I mean, that's the thing people forget about logistics. You can't necessarily get everyone everything. There again, you've had for being blasted by the T-70, closing in about T2. That's going to push that away. Fultz goes with the assault rifles advancing. You need to get the guardsmen there to attack, but also some more troops there. So there you go. He's managed to push the Germans away here from the fuel, but he can't actually... Well, he can't try and grab it here. Oh, we got the English bring in there. MG-34, they're getting blasted by the T-70. Kednefer opens up, gets a good hit there. Veteran T2. Need to retreat the T-74. It's too late. And... damn close there. So we got another Haymortar out there for Absolutemachine, just as we got here. Jezerez is Haymortar firing as well here. In the east, guardsmen making a stand here behind some old barrels. They're finally getting the light machine guns. All of a sudden, the Fultons are suffering a lot more since they don't have much better cover either than the rations. In the west here, Luke's turning into the engineers. Guardsmen, they're finally falling back. The Germans' numbers were too much. The barrels too empty. Really provide much protection there. T-70 need repairs. Will he go for another T-70 and SU-6, or will he try to take onwards for bigger tanks? But saying there's been a lot more shifting in terms of map control between the two places. Been actually much, quite sharp, I think, than just a few months ago, and just hitting down the fuel point, so harass there. So that's quite nice there. Folks, they're being pushed back. We got a replacement Sturm Pioneer squad there for Jezerez. MD34 there, barely standing. Might need a battle group headquarters for that one to be healed, or to get your Sturm Pioneers to veterans once they can lay down some medical supplies. Sandbags being dug in here down, or being placed down by the cut-off point to help defend a bit better. We're capturing the east again, and we got mortars there firing across the centre. Might want to barrage around there, and there goes Spare Punch quarters revealed. 37 with a flak turning into the conscripts there. MD34 sitting up not quite in a good position. And T70 there still need to repair, so he's getting the gears on it, he's getting more. And we've got 2 guard squads there preparing for a fresh assault against the fascists. And going for the car fight again, Jess is just really on point with that constant harassment against Absolutemachine. Also good control of the victory points bit there at the moment. Of course, we still got a lead there for Jezerez. Jezerez, by the way, has yet to choose a doctrine himself. I mean, he could choose a few things here. There's always an option in that regard. MD4 being flanked now by the large guards force there from Absolutemachine. Heavy Mortar needs to retreat. It's pretty much on its own in a position where I really don't think it should be on its own. It needs to retreat that. Needs to support his troops a bit more better. You know, smoke screen could be good. Mine's being laid down there, by the way. Good job there. Mine goes off, killing several conscripts. And there goes Sturm Pioneers caught right before they could finish the mines and pushed off the field. We got Guardsmen advancing straight in, direct hit from the heavy mortar, killing numerous Russians with one decisive hit. Good work there. Looks being able to deal with that. Close to T70 fixed up again, heading up westwards, far away from the other troops. Kind of harass a bit, but at the same time needs to be careful, since it needs to be on its own, and if it gets in any kind of trouble, there's no one to save it. Oh dear, almost wiping a Volker squad here. Jezerez to occupy in the east. That costs him an entire infantry squad there. That's a huge loss. In the meanwhile, though, the eastern assault has completely failed beneath the barrage of heavy mortar rounds, and the appearance of the looks completely wrecking Absolutemachine here. No wipes, though, but again, I wouldn't say quite enough to sort of make up for the huge losses he suffered there, but still, that's going to nonetheless make a bit up for it. And so it's going to be hard there for Jezerez to replace at the moment. He could go for some Obersoldaten. He can also soon go for the Panzer IV Jagdpanzer. Absolutemachine has acted tagged up. Going for the Mechanized Armor Company. He shall not tarry, he shall not delay. He shall aim for the T-3485 and Soviet vengeance against the fascists. Mortar there firing away. T-70 up there, landing good hits on the Volksgrenadiers. And wiping another squad. Absolutely horrific losses there for Jezerez. That's definitely how nasty the T-70 can be. Vicious stuff. Vicious stuff. Poor Jezerez right there. And that's definitely going to make Absolutemachine actually an advantage there with Jezerez. That's going to further force him to be more careful about positioning. Folks, they're getting blasted again by the T-70, which is Veteran G2. An absolute killer of a machine here. Sturm Pioneers for the heavy mortar support, though. Annihilates the conscripts and gains a bit of vengeance for the German lives lost. Spare Panzer quarters opening up. They almost got the conscripts. No! They get away! He neatly gets away, but the T-70 does not!
We are suffering vehicle losses.
And that's at least, you know, give Jezerez a bit of breathing space there with the exploding of the light tank there. The menace, which left so many a German soldier dead. Looks they're falling back. Heavy mortar setting up. Guardsmen come to them towards the centre. Again, they're good work then sorting other points and finding some mines there. You could easily lay down a lot more mines sooner. And again, you could consider some flare trip mines here, and they're just slowly bleeding up the Germans as well. Plus, of course, a bit of reconnaissance doing so as well. Heavy mortar fire there, back and forth. Veteran 2 already here, by the way, on the German heavy mortar there. Better base, healing reinforcement. Bit of time if we get out the T-3035. He could try and rush out a T-3476 for some earlier pressure, but seeing as he's up against the Oberkommandeurs, and they're certainly not too far from a Panzer IV, the T-3035 would probably stand to be a better choice. Much better chance. And there you go, Orbison catches the Guardsmen out of cover. I mean, they technically in cover the promised on the wrong side of it in that regard, though. In most cases, the rule of thumb when it comes to cover is, can it actually block bullets? If it can't, you're on the wrong side. Robes on there getting some good hits. We've got the Lux in support. We've got the Fulks coming here with Sturm Pioneer flank going on there, but at the same time hitting the fuel pond there again. Good constant harassment, but it's almost like he's just using these as bait to occupy his attention while then hits every other part of the map. In this case, Absolutemachine is actually making good use of his numbers, you know, trying to envelop in that way, you know, gain sort of strategic superiority. That's a good play, and certainly reasonably realistic. Again, the Germans can't be everywhere, so he just tried to be everywhere else. Heavy mortar being caught. We could see another heavy mortar wipe. Oh dear. In this case, he's just wrecking the heavy mortar. That's definitely a pretty sour rate there of survival for his heavy mortar groups. But there we go. We got a T-35 on my way there at the same time that we got a Panzer IV for Jezerez. Model J. Moving up with an anti-tank grenade, damaging the engine. Heavy mortar is completely wrecked there. Jezerez deciding he does not need more of that kind of artillery. He's got plenty enough in just one, which you can't fault him. Looks here they're being flanked by a lot of conscripts, but at the same time they're being flanked here by the Schwerpanzer quarters. Damage engine off. We've got Oberstein, they're covering the flank here as well with a PTRS. Shoot, Ludwig! I want so fast, it's dead! Guards moving ahead there, troops reinforcing healing. T-35 on the stump, of course, with the Panzer IV. We got a truck on the way there for Jezerez. Probably in the Bell Group headquarters, finding himself some healing for some of his rather depleted units who have fought well beyond the point of normal sense there. T-35 there arriving. Fun fact, the T-35 actually have built-in handles for infantry to ride along, which hold on better. Bit of an interesting feature there. Of course, the Russians were sort of the ones who really, you know, popularised tank riding, but the Germans, as the war progressed, actually did it more and more. It was, I think, semi-common with the Stu, but certainly again, as you know, they lacked more and more transport flanks, it was not common to run along on Tigers and such, and even more at some point, they actually sort of made it sort of more common just to have, you know, designated tank riders as well. Fun fact, by the way. Occasionally it wasn't without issues. There's one case, I think, doing one retreat, where some were riding along in a Tiger. There might have been some issues with the exhaust, and basically some of the people died from carbon monoxide poisoning. Was basically not really a nice way to go. Almost wiping out there the ND-34, and there we go, annihilated. But again, he's very good at sort of trying to press the side, so just trying to bash his head in into water. He's trying to outmaneuver his opponent, gain resources launch that way. Panzer IV then getting the T-35. If he get off some good hits, they might be able to fail to penetrate there. T-35 on the hand falls back though. Falls in a bit of trouble. Quick incendiary grenade off there. Guardsmen suffering losses there to the Panzerkampfwagen 4. Marked vehicle here might help him a bit out there. In fact, buttoning up, but no marked vehicle. That could again land him some more damage. In this case, though, the T-35 there struggles with the penetrating. Also, close being wiped out, and T-35 falls back. Guardsmen there getting blasted. Need to retreat.
The enemy still has 300 points.
DP light machine gun dropped. He does pick it up, meaning the Germans can get it and turn it against him. Guardsmen there. Ooh, close being wiped there, and in the west again, a stag. Heroic defense of the fuel pool there from the fascists, but ultimately they have to fall back. Well, one has to fall back, the rest are dead. They've fallen back to heaven, I guess. T-35 they're pulling back for repairs. He's actually got a full advance now with Jezerez. Of course, the question is, can he actually push it further? It's something sensible there and utilise his armour advantage as well once he gets it out. But certainly he's managed to really push back there. Jezerez across the map, across the entire front. Veterans flee for the looks. Looks is in hot pursuit there. We've still got the heavy mortars that have been quite a nuisance. Need to fix up that T-45. In this case, he's just using the crew self-repair. Troop sealing up. He can soon go for another T-45. Another medium tank of the more up-gun kind there, with its 85mm gun and bigger turret, which also allowed, I think, for actually more crew in the turret and thusly better performance. It's one of the problems with the T-34-76 was, well, there wasn't really a lot of room for the crew either, which definitely did not help on the reload speed. For starters, it actually had a pretty low one. T-35 did have slightly improved, but still there were a lot of issues with the interior design, which basically meant it was still pretty much a hassle to sort of get it reloaded at some decent speed. Folks, they're taking hits there from the T-35. They're getting blasted by machine gun fire. Panther 4 going in. We got Conch moving up there. And there you go, Guardsman flank here, but all of a sudden Panther 4 going for the T-35. Misses, and the T-35 on the other hand does not successfully penetrate. Buttoning up there, the Guardsman should have caused the crew to be more careful. Shoots, bounces in the west there, further fighting. We've got the looks here once more, supporting. Another hit there, Veterans who won for the T-35. Guardsman there, barely survives an encounter with the Orbital Dart, though the Orbital at the same time barely survives as well. By the way, Absolute Machine can now go for another T-35, though of course he could also try and aim for the H-25 to have a better chance there of knocking out the Panzer 4. Back here, troops healing, reinforcing. $35 killed, by the way. That looks has really done a lot of good there for Jezerez. Definitely well worth the investment. Despite some of Absolute Machine's more spirited attempts to put it to rest, it has yet to be put out of the fight. Back here, healing reinforcement going on. Again, just sort of constant more movement around the map there, trying not to get bogged down in one ceaseless fight there. Head on with his opponent, good work there. Guardsman taking minor losses, T-35, number 2 arrives there. In this case, you could consider, of course, joining up there for, laying down a bigger punch. Of course, could try and split them up. At this moment, it might work out. The problem is, if Jezerez then gets more armor at some point and then begins working them together, he can run into some problems there. So, at some point, he's wants to get his T-35 to work together there. Buttoning up again there, Panther 4 takes a nasty hit. Academy for the Giants, meaning the T-35 to disengage. We got Panther 4 moving hit to halfway to 22, T-35, they're very close to 22 in the west though. We got the T-35 supporting the conscripts there, and in the centre we got engineers falling back here, being wiped out by the looks. Guardsmen doing what they can, wiping out another Sturm Pioneer squad. I mean, Jezerez is still taking quite nasty infantry losses. In the west here, the T-35 there hunts down the Volksgrenadiers, almost wiping them out. Veteran 4 there on the looks, 42 kills. Good lord. Increased range, by the way. T-35 pulling back for repairs. Panther 4 also being pulled back for repairs. Moving up for the fuel point again. We can see again, he's not too concerned with the big points. It's not the main priority. Instead, the priority is the big fuel point. So again, for Jezerez, it's more the fuel points a bit there. Which does in many ways gives Absolute Machine a bit of advantage there. Because again, resource-wise, he's generally ahead there. Of course, the question is, can he utilise them fully? If he were to go for a 30-45, that he could actually gain up quite an armoured fist, and I think could actually crash Jezerez there, but then utilise in sort of one big swing. Trying to clear out the MD-34 there from the front lines, and heavy cover while taking fire from a lot of the sources. Not the best move, I think, by Absolute Machine. Needs to pull back and disengage. Orbital Dart moving up here in the east, clutching weapons. And that tank just needs to get out of there. Not sure why he insisted keeping him within range here. But Kedden there for trying to shoot that MD-34 again. Remember, units in heavy cover are generally harder to hit. And right there, looks like he's going to lose the T-45. I would say he'd rather, threw that one away. Oh, the other one is near to see. There we go. T-35 there knocked out. That was quite a waste there, to be honest, by Absolute Machine. That could have been avoided, and he just pulled it out in time then, so just letting it take several hits from the Kedner, allowing the Panther 4 to go in for an easy kill. Getting a replacement one, but again at this point he could have had 3 T-45s out there. The problem is that means Jezerez has more time to bring up more armour. Tank destroy here, Panther 4, Panther, and all of those could certainly turn things against a bit more against his T-45s there, and particularly the insistence, operating independently. In which case, Jezerez, if he plays smartly, just uses armor as one force, strikes at the isolated tanks and deal with them that way. I mean, at the moment, the isolated tank strategy is allowing him to control the field much more aggressively, but at the same time, it does also mean in case of a more spirited counterattack from armor from Jezerez, he's going to run into a lot of trouble. So it's something that he has to be mindful of. He also needs to get more infantry. He's lost a lot there, and that looks has definitely proven nasty. Again, that's probably also part-wise, trying to keep his tanks a bit more separate, so there's a better chance of catching it and knocking out the little bastard.
The enemy is encroaching on our territory.
T-35 moving westwards, T-35 guard support moving up eastwards. We've got more guardsmen out there for Absolute Machine with light machine guns. He still hasn't really done a lot with mines. No flare trip mines, not a lot of regular mines either. I really think that's one thing he could improve upon. But at least He is keeping control of the fuel point, and lastly making it harder for Jezerez to go for any armor. Again, ensuring that Absolutemachine has the better chance to go. Oh dear, almost got a wipe there. Looks moving in, though. Panther 4 moving in, and we can sort of see a slight problem appearing. But his tanks are separate. In the east, Guards being suppressed. T-35, they're not doing anything. And again, trying to manage 2 tanks in 2 different positions. Across the map, there can be a bit more problematic. We can sort of see the issue with it here. So there are definitely some flaws here with this type of strategy and tactic here by Absolutemachine. He's trying to use the tank to maintain map control like this, rather than trying to land some decisive blows. In this case, it means his tanks are a bit separate. There you go, going for the looks. But has to realise he has to pull back. Meanwhile, the T-35 moving up. He might like to get the mortar. In fact, ends up taking advantage of this. A bit risky to be put it mildly. I mean, he loses another T-35 over there. I mean, Jezerez is going to be quite far ahead there of Absolutemachine. But there you go. Manages to wipe the heavy mortar crew. That's definitely going to give it a bit of freedom. Opening up in the battle group headquarters. Panther 4 potentially too, by the way. Back at base, healing reinforcement going on. Doing what he can there to the battle group headquarters. Kedner for Orbs starting the full countries moving in. Panther 4 slowly moving back as well. Kedner first. Trying there to wreck the heavy mortar so Jezerez can't utilise it anymore against Absolutemachine. But has to fall back there. Kedner for setting up. T-35 they're falling back. Takes a nasty hit there from the front. T-35 they're falling back. Panther 4 moving in. Got Orbital Darden with a Kedner for there. Got a larger push in the east, and it seems like Absolutemachine is just very insistent on sticking to the separate tanks approach, but it's actually beginning to run into a few issues there, and might prevent him from actually just isolating some of the tanks and dealing with them. Of course, again, it means he can catch the looks there, can be lucky. In this case, there you go. T-35 getting the looks, gets a good hit there. Also, he's being shredded by conscripts and T-35 fire. Almost got them there, almost got them. Kedner falls exposed. 22 kills on the T-35, definitely not bad. Except with your Jezerez, in which case it's kind of bad. Kedner for spotted. T-35 shoots, misses. He needs to go for another one. Of course, he might want to consider an H-35 to have a better chance of penetrating the Panther 4's armour and any other armor he might get. If he goes for another Panther 4, it could certainly help even more. Of course, you could go for Katyusha for some rocket artillery, I suppose. But I think at the moment he needs to consider the armour here as the bigger threat. And there we go again. We've got some pincer maneuver going on here, hitting from both sides. They're close to his base, getting there the looks. Almost got it. Can he actually manage enough here to actually knock it out? Looks gets away though. Does not pursue. I think that's a missed opportunity. He might have been able to get it. Suffering losses here, and we can sort of see now the struggle here for Absolutemachine trying to manage these 2 tanks separately again across different parts of the map there. It's something that requires a lot of effort and can run into some problems there if you're not careful. And now of course they're okay, trying to push forward again. Shot bounced. Country into trouble there. T-35 advancing in the west, might flank in the T-35. Oh, Panther 4. Shoots at the mechanized regiment instead. Need to be careful there. Shoots, penetrates. Panther 4 down to half health. T-35 continue to fight from the front. Interesting enough, he doesn't use marked vehicle on the Panther 4, despite that being able to kill. Oh no, he pulls back. He doesn't go for the kill. Absolutemachine pulls back his T-35 instead of trying to knock it to Panther 4. A huge miss here, a huge miss, which really I think undercuts his strategy when he then doesn't try to get the bloody tank. Oh dear, oh dear, he really missed out there. That is. He must be kicking himself with that. I hope he is, kind of, because, I mean, really, that was a perfect chance there to get a Panther 4. In particular, he's been pretty much a slouch in using marked vehicle. Again, that was not so good there. And the looks, by the way, is also still alive there. So, really, again, he probably could at least gotten the Panther 4, not also the looks as well, in which case that could be GG right there for Jezerez. Instead, now Jezerez is getting really close to the chance here of a Panther. And now he's actually going for the Katyusha. And again, I'm not entirely sure he wants the Katyusha. Can he get rid of the tanks there? He won't need the Katyusha. Right now, it's the tanks that show the bigger threat there to Absolutemachine, I think, rather than the other elements. So now the T-35, one H-35, I think would be better choice there for Absolutemachine here versus Jezerez and the 3rd SS. At least he's waiting repairing the tanks. That one is really close to Veteran 3. If he can get that, that's definitely going to be great for him, since that means a very high rate of fire. And he can just really tear apart German infantry. Again, he's really got the fuel advantage. Again, he's really been able to consistently deny him so much. And Jezerez finally takes a choice of doctrine, in which case he could have gone in sooner. Got some walls out with infantry, but still he's guided. That means he's aiming for the Command Panther, which, considering Absolutemachines' tactical and strategic approach here in terms of armour, could actually work out quite well. Again, he likes to separate the meaning. If then Jezerez strikes at just one tank at a time with a Command Panther working with the Panther 4, he could probably knock them out in very short order. That's actually going to be a problem there for Absolutemachine. He's going to have to react to that pretty quickly, otherwise it's going to be very much a sort of downward spiral there for him. In particular, since he failed to knock out the Panther 4, which was straight in front of him. In East Country versus Volksgrenadiers. Defense running straight down the road, straight into Kedneffer, opening up the opposite side, and Veteran 3 gained 30 kills. In the centre, there looks pushing forwards. 45 kills still by Kedneffer, Katyusha fire on the Schwerpanzer quarters rather than trying to look for some infantry element, something a bit more squishy. I mean, in which case, if he's going to knock it out, he'd be better off with the HD5, drive it up here, just blast it at a safe range with a more consistent rate of fire. In which case, you could knock it out faster, than the Katyusha. And there we go, we've got another Haymortar out there for Absolutemachine. This case being engaged with the Panther 4, which is now really close to Veteran 3. T-55 then engages, shot bounces, need to get the other T-55 up there, but it's being repaired here. Flanked, and there we go, finally he goes for marked vehicle. Veteran 2 there, good work, increased Veteran 2 there for the crew. Sergeant Sergei opens up, hoping to get the kill there. Panther 4 desperately tries to get out there. At the same time, we got troops all the way up here. Again, there's just so much manoeuvre there, but again, he sometimes just lacks the ability to just push in there because he keeps severing his armour at times. He should be trying to get in kills. But still, again, he's very good at trying to push for map control that way, starving up the Germans of resources. In that regard, thumbs up. So many Russian players tend to forget that. Needs to just pull back, though. That's not really a safe position to keep fighting from. Other T-54 fixing up. First one good to go. And again, 30 kills, Veteran 3. High rate of fire. Good speed as well. Making a pretty good armoured flanker. You can soon go for another T-35, which you should do. And you got the Command Panther on the way, in which case, once you realise that, he just needs to, keep his tanks together, try to build an advantage that way, try and sort of mark vehicle the Command Panther and just quickly knock it out of the fight before it causes too much problem with its coordinated fire. The coordinated fire here basically being the real menace there to Absolutemachines' armour. In the centre here, more rocket fire again. I can't help but feel that Katyusha ends up being a bit of a wasted thing there, and again he should have gone for the HU5, which would also protect him a lot more versus the Command Panther, but also the now soon-to-be Ace Panther 4 at this rate anyways. T-35 then takes it from the Panther's high-velocity gun. Cutter then engaged out in the open. Needs to get the T-35 to work together again. He's seen the Command Panther, he knows there's a Command Panther. He needs to work together now towards a bigger unit. He's got the resource for it. Get another T-35, well not another HU5, well at least get an HU5 in the first place. He's probably going to have a good chance there. If you're just going to stick with the two tanks to keep them separate there, though, that could very well end up being an opportunity for Jezerez, which Jezerez definitely should take, because right now he's in a bad position. I mean, map control-wise, he's really far behind because, again, Absolutemachine has been otherwise making good use of his armour, but again, at some point, you've got to adapt to what's going on and shift your tactics. In particular, when you miss out the opportunity to get rid of your opponent's Panther 4 when you had it. I mean, that was definitely a bit of a flub there by Absolutemachine. There you go. Third T-35, though again, Avast with the Panther on the field. I'd probably suggest an HU5. At least get the tanks together. Pull that one away from the west, move towards here. Comes there being annihilated here by the Panther 4, supported by the command tank. In the centre, comes there being pinned down by the MB-34. Looks there, Veteran C5. It's now allowed to suppress infantry.
The enemy has taken our supply
Going back there, get the other tank over there. I mean, get your most veteran tank together. I mean, again, they have a higher rate of fire than the German armour. So the Veteran 3 wants to try and get as many together as possible, then try to outmaneuver your opponent, catch them from the rear, mark a vehicle, and then take them down in a few shots. He said he's continuing to remain in the tank here, and he's actually shifting his Katyusha towards the west. Looks they're blasting away at the mortar crew in the centre. 50 kills there, 51, 52, 53. Wipes another heavy mortar crew. German armour there waiting. Jezerez slowly regaining map control there. Now he's got a bit more of an armoured hammer. Moving straight towards the centre, right into the Geddon effort. T-35 then needs to fall back pretty quickly. Oh no. Almost lost at the same time though. He's sending in his veteran free alone on his own towards again territory where there's a Panther and a Panzer IV here. And there you go, spotted. He gets caught in fire now. That T-35 there is dead. And there we go. Caught in fire thing pops up on it. Or not. Well, it looks like it. Yeah, he's done it. He's done it. T-35 there tries to escape. Again, great speed. But the problem is just, in the end, it's not enough there. Not versus the veteran D4. Panzer IV, which also gains bonus there, of course, which includes line of sight, meaning you can take advantage of its range to just land a good hit there on the retreating T-35 there. But that was basically a poor decision by Absolutemachine. Tactically poor, strategically poor. Constantly pushed back there by the now very superior German armour. Half 8 to veteran 5 there. Might join in the A status there alongside the looks. The Schwerpanzer quarters almost knocked out. Hey, mortar crew. T-35 goes in for the kill, gets it, but the problem is right now, it's not the Schwerpanzer quarter which is the problem, it's the tanks. And now it's just down to one T-35, having lost all the others now. That's really bad for him, to be honest. And he's about to lose another one at this rate if he's not careful. He's trying to get the looks here, but instead he's being baited right into the Command Panther and the Panzer IV. Almost losing the T-35 there, close to veteran free. He's still got plenty of fuel, but he's lost a lot there. He's lost a lot without really incurring, any serious damage there to Jezerez. I mean, Jezerez has not lost a single tank by now. And again, Absolutemachine has lost, I think, 3 T-35s. I mean, no matter how much of a resource advantage you've got, if you keep losing your tanks and the opponent loses no one, you're not going to have a resource advantage for long. I mean, he's also lost a T-70, so, I mean, there's been quite a few armoured losses there for Absolutemachine compared to Jezerez. Guardsman there swiftly suppressed by a machine gun and looks fire. Katyusha barrels down here in return, though. Doing a bit of damage, but I do have to question the wisdom here of the Katyusha overall by Absolutemachine. Again, I think had he just tried to prioritise destroying the Panzers, similar to the Panzer IV before getting reinforced, he'd probably have a much better chance. In fact, he might have won the game right then and there.
Target captured. Waiting for your command. You're ready. Send orders.
Looks blasting away there. Not really hitting a single target, by the way. Otto, you're supposed to be good. Why can't you hit, you idiot? You go Panzer IV strikes here, gets conscious out in the open. Lands a good hit there, 19 kills. 2 T-35s, so it looks like he's finally got operating a bit together now, but the problem is at this point though, he's been feeding the Germans a lot of experience for the tanks. Church there has seen better days. The church tower is gone. Removed on the heavy autocannon fire there from the looks. T-35s they're rolling eastwards. At least he's wiping them together now. It's just, been quite some time since he should have been doing that. Also there, Chubby got the Panther for the command tank run again. Veteran D4 there, lands a good hit there. T-35's there, has to turn the church, deal with his threat. And then he worst spot off there. Panther 4 keep doing a hit, like supported by the Command Panther. Landing another hit there, though. That's Command Panther gaining veterans 1. T-35 about to get knocked out. Panther 4 bounces. No marked vehicle there, by the way, from Absolutemachine. Panther 4 down to half health. T-35 there close to veteran 3. Can't going in there, but being pushed back there. Super close to the A status on the Panzer 4 there in the west, fighting over the victory point there. 89 versus 189. Katyusha just sending about there. H-35 there finally being ordered in by Absolutemachine. I really think he should have gone for that one much sooner, maybe instead of the Katyusha, in fact. Again, considering he's trying to knock out this one, an HD5 would have been so much better. Hell, a pair of HD6s would have been so much better. There it goes, looks for the rescue in the west there. And here in the east, we got the Command Panther with Falcon in the support, holding off the rations. T-55 that moves up, shoots, bounces off the 80mm of sloped armour. Panther on the other hand knows such issues with the 45mm of sloped armour. Panther 4 don't need repairs, not sure why it's not getting it fixed up, in fact rolling it out there. That seems in fact quite foolish there by Jezerez. There you go, finally HD5 there arrives for Absolutemachine. Oh dear, this is not really advisable there by Jezerez. He's really putting it on the line there when he should be, trying to fix it. MD-34 there, getting blasted by Katyusha fire. Looks moving in again. Almost wiping the MD-34, but Guardsman beholden by that looks. It's grown into a monster, a beast. 60 kills, 61! True hero of Germany. Knights, well, these Iron Crosses for the entire crew, which is probably just 2 guys. Maybe 3 actually. Maybe 3.
It's time for action.
Panther there Panther 4 being fixed up. So close to Vet 25, just 1 hit and that thing's an ace. Got flares down, probably looking for some targets. Spotting out around the centre. HD5 with T-35 there waiting for any move here in the east. In the west we got Contra there on straight to the Orbisoldaten. Vet 4 with the Vet 5 looks moving in here. That's going to be a kill zone for any Russian infantry. They have no chance, they're pinned down in a matter of seconds. Just Absolutemachine assault, they're failing completely. An absolute slaughter there of Russian infantry. Quick anti-tank grenade off there, we got the Panther 4 moving in. In these still nothing happening there, he can go for the T-34-76, the bolters forces now, his fuel advantage long gone. Due to again a constant loss of tanks. And there you go, Vet 5 ace status. At the same time, we got Kednovs are basically expecting anything. I don't know if you can see it, but I don't think you can. Also, he's been shooting right there at them, but he's definitely expecting something to happen there. Whereas in the west, he's clearly not expecting Absolutemachine to attack with his tanks. But he's getting ready to push forward. It's going to be an attack straight into the Kettenwerfers. That's going to be pretty bad. Do not worry, this will be a safe attack path. Straight into the heart of the fascists. There you go, Kednovs up there. T-35 there, eventually 3 taking hits. But Kednovs, a quick retreat, being exposed to heavy guards fire. Small relief there, need to fix up the T-35. Panther pulled back, close to half health there. Nasty encounter with the Bolsheviks, with the Evans. And there you go, concentrating on the west, but there you go. Encountering now the ace Panther 4 supported by Knights Crossholder Orbisoldaten.
The enemy to 75 points.
70 points left. That's 89. Seems like the 5th Guards tank core has stalled here.
What are your orders? Target secure.
And these Guards are going to take the victory point. T-35 needs to get up there to support the front.
By flare now available.
55 points left. Flare down from Jezerez. Seventeen kills to the T-35 opens up there. No response here from Jezerez's armour. From his panzers. H5 covering the T-35 there in case they try to flank in. But Kednovs moving up. Panther 4 looks. Panther on the way here. And no feel good probably there from Absolutemachine. That's just something I realised here. T-35 needs to back all to take heavy damage here. Need to mark vehicle. Need to mark vehicle. H5 there, shot at. Bounced. Panther 4, all lands hits. Panther takes hits. Mark vehicle, Jezerez. Almost got the Panther 4 there. Panther 4 gets knocked out by the T-3045. Panther there low on health as well. Mark vehicle. If he'd marked vehicle soon on that Panther, that would have been dead by now. In the end though, T-35 knocked out there. Hero of the Soviet Union lost. And the U-35's about to join it. And there we go. For that one final armored slaying that sees Jezerez lose one of Germany's finest heroes. Victory is assured. 2 victory points left and 1 victory point left. And GG, 66 kills there on the looks. 2 hero of Germany, a bloody fight there in the end. I mean, Absolute Machine again really, understood how to gain map control and even gain your resource advantage. The problem was, in essence, well, again, initially he made good use of tank charge to maintain it. The problem was he didn't know when to shift and when to prepare for and what to, I think, prioritize, which meant he went for the CoH2 to try and knock out a spare punch at quarters, which, quite frankly, is extremely inefficient use of the CoH2. And again, who benefited more from Initiative 5, another T-3045. And then, of course, by the time, and also failure to get that Panther 4 right there was huge and really caused Absolute Machine, but then failure to further consolidate forces into a larger force with Initiative 5 supporting it also meant that Jezerez was able to build up a lot more veterancy for his tanks. Overall, slowly wear down Absolute Machine, knocking out the resource advantage, essentially leaving it to burn on the field. So yeah, that's basically a series of strategic and a single grave tactical mistake that Absolute Machine that cost him, fight others. But again, I think played very nicely, very sharply, and again understood how to sort of really utilize the Russian thing to great effect versus the Germans. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, want to subscribe, tell your friends, share it with everyone. If not, send in your plan of some feedback in the comment section. This is Imperial Link. Cheers. Thank you all for watching. Hope to see you all tomorrow for another exciting episode. Bye.